We know this could have not, it was only right when determining who could come up with a top 10 podcast list that we get the opinion of Jim Jones. Okay, so Jim Jones dropped the top 10 podcast list. Oh, my bad. Who the fuck? Oh. All right. Yeah. So anyway, we got a top five podcast list from Jim Jones. If we needed a list from Jim Jones, this would be it. So let me see if we could go down and kind of see what's going on. He says Jim Jones top 10 hottest podcasters for 2022. He had a caption. He said, after consideration, deliberation, and numerous talks with the top 10 committee, which means this is super official, we have finally decided on our top 10 podcasters for 2022. If you feel you should have made the list, hold that thought till next year. B. Elliot Wilson, y'all were close. We even did a recount, but for your numbers, weren't high enough this year. LOL. Honorable mention. Don't call Miru. Okay. She's number one and one of my favorites and one of my favorite shows. It was tough. What? It was tough. Her show too funny. Some might argue that what the fuck? Some might argue Kai Cenat is not a podcaster, but he interviews people, so therefore, okay, okay. He has a component of podcasting going on during the show, so yeah, he is super popping to the young generation. You could tell Jim Jones has never watched a second of Kai Cenat. His kids probably watch Kai Cenat and be like, yo, he probably just like, okay, I'm just throw on the list. Anyway, without further ado, here is the list. I want to know what y'all think about this. This is the top podcasters list for Jim Jones. He says number one is Drink Champs. Number two is $1 Million Worth of Game. Number three, EYL, which is Earn Your Leisure. Number four, the Joe Budden podcast. Number five, Kai Cenat. Number six, No Jumper. Number seven, Carisha Please. Number eight, Kitchen Talk. Main O. Number 9, Lip Service. And number 10, My Expert Opinion. Chat. With all due respect, I gotta say, Jim Jones, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. This list was comedy to me. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, what the fuck is he listening to? I'm sorry to tell y'all, chat, what the hell? Let me tell you how this list was made. Just jam Kai in the middle of it to seem you're hip with the youth. The youth love him. The people who watch Kai's content don't really watch podcasts. Barely watch podcasts. May watch a podcast if maybe Kai, Andrew Tate, say Rage did a podcast. They don't really do podcasts. They do streams. You get what I mean? Streaming and podcasts, completely different things. And, I think if we're going to come up with a list, top 10 streamers, I think Kai's number one. Top 10 streamers, entertainment factor, I got Kai number one. We should probably come up with our own top 5 or top 10 list for both. Otherwise here, I'm not surprised by some of these picks. It's straight New York. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't expect to be up here. Jim Jones hates 6ix9ine because 6ix9ine ratted on his gang. I'm cool with 6ix9ine. He's not going to put me on here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Somebody say Speed? Oh, no. Yeah. No. I'm not oblivious to it. You get what I mean? I'm not oblivious to it. I don't know why people keep calling Carisha Please a podcast, though. It's not a podcast, if you ask me. Carisha Please is not a podcast. Drink Champs, I like Drink Champs. Do you want me to come up with my top 10 list? Come on now. Like, with all due respect, whose list y'all want to see? Jim Jones or Big Axe list? Y'all want Big Axe list? We can do Big Axe list right now. Do y'all want, we could do Big Axe list of top 10 podcasters right now. We got to get it lit. Okay. How do I open up a note thingy like this, like Jim Jones? We're going to do it the same way. iPhone notepad or notes. See if we can write in this shit. Nah, come on. I want to write in some shit, some notes. How can we, I need to bring up a notepad. Okay, how about I just use the regular notepad on the computer? Notepad. All right, bet. We got it right here. Oh, hold up, chat. Y'all gonna have to help me make this list. Big Ack is making his list. Cool. Top Big Ack top 10 podcasts for 2022 list. Best list ever. Good. This is all these niggas do. Like, these niggas write in their notepad and think they're, listen, Big Ack is the biggest personality, okay? By the way, let me tell y'all this now. Don't even put me, I make this motherfucking declaration. Don't include me on any of y'all personality or any type of list if I ain't number one. I'm sorry. I done killed the game this year. If I ain't one, if you put me 2, delete me. I don't want to be on it, period. Just delete me. I'm not 2, not 3, not 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I'm not one, delete me. I don't want to be on your list. Your list is trash anyway, okay? If I'm not one, fuck your list, okay? Let me just let that be known. If when it comes to personalities in hip hop this year, I love watching people's opinions and, like, you know, kind of see what they're thinking. But if you have me on your list, period, clearly we have a conflict of interest here. Jim Jones' brother Mel Murder was snitched on by 6ix9ine, who happens to be a guy who I call a friend. Okay, did I co-sign 6ix9ine snitching on him? No, but I get it. Like, I wouldn't put me on if I'm Jim Jones, I'm not on his list anyway. Okay, however. Somebody feel themselves? Nah, I don't feel myself. My nigga's Big Act, nigga. Name a hotter nigga in a hotter personality than me, nigga. Name one. Name one. Name one. Who y'all talking about? Name one. 2022? Name one. Nigga's the prize, bruh. Fuck is that talking about? I'm gonna be objective. Name one. Let me see what y'all gonna name. We're not talking about Joe Rogan, okay? We're talking in the hip hop bubble. Ooh, y'all just mentioned something that was good. Nah. I had a better year than Joe this year. I'm sorry. This year, just as a personality wise, Joe kept it calm. I've been shooting from the hip since January, my nigga. I've been hip firing, my nigga, since January. I'm sorry. Joe just started responding to a couple scallywags who called him out. Nigga, I've been shooting from the hip since January. I'm sorry. Charleston White? I'm glad y'all mentioned that because I got to throw Charleston White in my list now. Okay. Are we doing podcasters or personalities? We're going to do top 10 podcasts first. Top 10 podcasts first. Let's do top 10 podcasts first. We got to get some rules. Can off the record be in it? Because I'm going to be biased. Can off the record be in it, or should I keep it out of it for the sake of my list? If I'm going to keep it out, I'm going to put a disclaimer. I am not considering my own podcast to rank it. You tell me where. Some people say yes, no. Wait. Should I keep it out or put it in? Pause. You said keep it out first? Okay, let's keep it out. Let's go. By the way, after this list is made, we give no fucks about none of y'all other lists, okay? This is the only list that matters. We're going to go, chat, for number 1. Maybe I should get in Discord. Should I do it by myself or get in Discord? Chat, I'm shooting from the hip here. Should I do this in Discord or should I or just do it by myself, then go to Discord afterwards to kind of get what people are saying about it? I could do it by myself. Or should I go in Discord to kind of argue? I'm still going to use a chat type shit. You feel me? Y'all tell me. By myself? All right, I'm going to do it by myself. All right, cool. All right, people. For the first pick, how do I change the fonts and shit? I got to make it look like their list. Font. We got to get it. You got to put this in bold right here. Let's go like this. Bang. Big Act. Top 10 podcasts of 22 list. Best, you got to make it on some, format font. This would look, wait, no, colors. Wait, can I do colors? What the fuck? Can I go like this? No, wait, what the fuck is this? How do I change the color of this shit? All right, whatever. Fuck it. Okay, cool. All right. The first one I'm going with is I'm going to be honest. Drink Champs. Reasons? Nah, I'll give the reasons later, but Drink Champs number one. Drink Champs number one. By the way, let me put my criteria right here. I got to put these in smaller font. Hold on. Font. This is 18. I'll put it to 16. What? You can't just like. Oh my God. Anyway, let me just put disclaimer. Criteria. Numbers. Affecting culture conversation. That's kind of all I ever go with. So if you don't get no numbers, you not in this. So Rory and bum ass Jay-Z's pre-cum Millie Mall not in this shit, okay? You gotta have some numbers. You gotta affect culture and conversation, okay? Drink Champs, I think they did a good job. Number two, I'm going to be honest, we got to keep it a bean. $1 million worth of game. There we go. Number three, this is where we get a little spicy. By the way, if I'm going to argue and I'm going to get in Discord to hear our opinion, I'm giving Drink Champs number one because I remember I was number one on Spotify for so long, and the moment they said we got Kanye coming on, nigga, they was damn near number one for like 5 days out the next week, nigga. And they don't really promote their Spotify like that, but it's people, like, that started the Kanye spiral. Did they do 2 Kanyes in a year, or was it one? Kanye West, Drink Champs. What was the first one? So we know we got October, hold on, make sure I can see it. So we got October 20th. Right? What was the first one? Oh, the first one was in November last year. It almost feels like 1 year, though. But cool. This shit started the Kanye spiral. And also, it cost, like, Drink Champs, y'all got to be number one because y'all lost Kanye $4 billion. If a podcast could lose you $4 billion, that's the number one podcast. That's not backhanded compliment. I'm just saying that moment was so huge. Okay, salute to Nori. But come on, man. All right, so I got Drink Champs $1 million worth of game. Who's number three? Who's number motherfucking 3? And their biggest interview they even deleted, and the shit was still doing numbers. Okay, I'm glad. Way up. You just mentioned something important. If we're going to have this conversation, should we put in quasi hip-hop podcast? Let me explain. Drink Champs $1 million worth of game. By the way, these are hosted by rappers who are, been in the game for a while. Even if they talk politics, it's still hip-hop. You get what I mean? Now, Joe Rogan isn't hip hop. I wouldn't put in Joe Rogan. She wouldn't be qualifying for this category. Okay. So, of course, Joe Rogan has a huge podcast. I listen to it a lot, but he wouldn't qualify for this category. However, he's just clearly other. What about, though, podcasts like Full Send, who interview rappers, Fresh and Fit, that talk about things that people in the urban community care about, Full Send, Fresh and Fit, and what about Andrew Schultz, Flagrant 2? Do they matter in this? If it's a yes, it might be monkey wrenches. I'm not just trying to throw a Kai Cenat in there, and when I mean throw Kai Cenat in there like how Jim Jones did, he just threw that nigga in there to try to look hip. You know what I mean? I'm seeing a lot of no's. No. Okay. Next question. Does 85 South Show, do they qualify as hip-hop? Or is it like an Andrew Schultz that is mostly comedy, but there's a hip-hop element? Obviously, more than Flagrant 2, there's a hip-hop element because it's 3 black dudes. But do we consider 85 South Show? You got to tell me if they're eligible. Run a poll on that real quick. I need a poll on that real quick. Come on now. By the way, let me shout out to my gifters real quick. Yo, the Beat Goat 951, thank you for the 5 gifted. Jinx 910, thank you for the 5 gifted. And of course, Playful Anxiety, thank you so much. Playful Anxiety is so dope. Like, I think she might be one of the leaders in gifted subs. One of our beautiful chat queens, you know what I mean? Baller for Life, he says, yo, Ak, I fuck with the content. I appreciate you. Okay, cool. Yo, we're running a poll right now. It's on Twitch. Come on, man. I'm going to give y'all a minute to vote. Let me put up the poll on the screen. No, I got to do this. Like this. Here we go. Bang. Okay, here we go. Twitch, the Akademiks. I'm going to show you what the poll is saying in real time. This is the poll. Again, we're putting out the official list. By the way, fuck every list before mine and fuck every list after mine, okay? This is the only list that matters. We're talking to the people. Some people say it should matter. Hey, we're going to give it 2 more minutes. Right now, 58% says yes, 42 says no. Okay, we're hanging in there. YouTube, I know y'all trying to do y'all own poll shit as well. Y'all can do y'all poll. Damn, on YouTube it says 67 says 85 South Show has to be on the list. By the way, Kevin Williams, thank you for the donation, and also Victor, appreciate you. All right, I'm gonna give it a little bit more, but it appears that we gotta put in 85 South Show. Good. We're coming up with criteria. We're coming to a great list, chat. Don't worry. Don't you motherfucking worry about it, okay? We're just going to say yes. We're going to say yes, all right? Cool. I'll put it on the side for now, unless y'all think 85 South Show should be third. Do y'all think 85 South Show should be third? What do y'all think? Some people say that shit ain't hip-hop. I mean, well, think about it. Like, when you say this shit ain't hip-hop, it's like, bro, most podcasts, like, they have a hip-hop overtone, and then they're doing whatever. Like, Joe Budden doesn't only talk about hip-hop music. Bro, he talk about shade room drama. He talk about some shit he might see in politics or sports. You know what I mean? Like, again, we're just talking about cultural hip-hop shit. What's number three, people? What's number three? I'm seeing a bunch of people say, some people say, nah, throw Off the Record at number 3. Hey, we're keeping my podcast Off the Record, which is exclusively on Spotify. We're keeping that off right now. We're keeping it off. Okay? We could argue afterwards if I was going to be on the list where it would be. By the way, put it like this. These lists don't matter to me. I'm getting more money than rappers. I don't give 2 fucks about these lists, okay? At this point, I could print up the trophies myself and just give it to myself. I don't need no validation. I just do this. This is some great content. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, and when it comes to personalities, I'm one. I keep telling you, I'm one. I don't give two fucks what niggas say. This year, I did it. I'm my biggest fan. I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay, y'all say Vlad? Some people say Vlad. Okay. Some people say Vlad. Some people say Joe Budden podcast. Hold on, I gotta go to. Well, that's Twitch. Let me go to YouTube. Some people say Vlad. Some people saying Joe Budden podcast. Hey, for the purpose of this, we're not gonna put Say Cheese on it. I see some people say Cheese. We're talking about podcasts. So you have to have a podcast series or something of the sort, which I might be a little bit hypocritical because I might count Vlad. But if I count Vlad, I should count Say Cheese, right? All right. Yeah, Vlad, okay. Somebody said Vlad's not a podcast. Okay. I'll make this rule. Vlad is ineligible for this, okay? We're going to have another list. Vlad, myself, No Jumper is a platform. They're going to, like, you can name an individual No Jumper. No Jumper has like 25 podcasts. You can name an individual podcast. You can't name the platform. You get what I mean? So Vlad, platform. We're going to do a list where it's best platforms, which is going to include me, Say Cheese, this and third. But we're going to do that. But right now, you got to have a podcast name. So even with me, y'all might be like, Ak, yo, you the man. We're only talking about what Ak has done on Off the Record. What Gilly has done on $1 Million Worth of Game. What Nori has done on Drink Champs. It has to be a podcast. We're going to come up with other shit for that, okay? Joe Budden. I think Joe Budden is in third. Joe Budden? I think Joe Budden podcast comes in third. Yes. That's a JBP. Featuring Ish and Ice. There we go. We cooking now, chat. We got the best list in the world. Perfect. Okay. Let me throw some more names into the hat. We got Math Hoffa. I think his podcast is called Expert Opinion. Expert Opinion. Remember, you still have so you got Math Hoffa in a cut. Stop mentioning Rory and Mealy Mall like, bro, them niggas is in a casket dead. Skeletons. Them niggas went on No Jumper and the host was falling asleep. Boring. Get them out of here. Full Send is not in this, chat. I know I love Full Send too, but not in this. Now, we're not considering Mike Tyson. Like, his podcast isn't really around hip-hop. He's in a different world. Breakfast Club does count. Big Facts does count. Breakfast Club, I'm throwing out names that we haven't already gotten. Breakfast Club, Big Facts, Math Hoffa's podcast, 85 South Show. Bro, could y'all create a poll? Y'all helping me. I'm on the overall pick, but y'all help me. No. The reason why Breakfast Club is going to count is because there's no more radio categories. So we're going to look at like, I mean, obviously there's probably like some entity that cares about radio. No, there's not enough competition for radio shows, so we have to put Breakfast Club in the podcast category. By the way, they do put out podcasts, and if you look at any podcast list, they're usually decently high up because people still do listen to the Breakfast Club, okay? Are we putting the Breakfast Club? Well, somebody says, well, if we go by that thing, somebody says Ebro in the morning. Please stop, nigga. Please stop. Nigga, please. 4. The Breakfast Club. I'm going to put it in parentheses with Angela Yee. She just quit. With Angela Yee. Okay, we're coming to it. 5. 85 South Show. My bad. We could do some shuffling. Don't worry. I see some people say, well, YB's podcast on AMP. He's like 3 episodes in, my nigga. Even though he gave us one of the best moments of the year when... You want to hear one of the best moments of the year? Yo, chat, I am hell. I kid you not, I'm hell. Hold on. Young Boy's podcast is new. But I ain't gonna lie.
What it was like, just trying to get to the point that you at now in life.
Shit, on my come up shit, I ain't really know what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like freestyling.
Hold on.
At this point now in your life,
Mm-hmm.
do you still?
Well, shit, you know, that was my performance. You know,
Hey, you ain't finna stop me from doing what I love. Hey, we gonna get it how we live. Bitch, take me to court. Let's do it. I'm gonna walk in that bitch fresher than a motherfucker. Believe it.
Oh, hurry up.
Hey, check this out. Check this out now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you about the famous picture. Where there has somebody in there that really don't like me.
They'll like
I
the
guess.
slime.
However the world painted, I don't take shit personal. I ain't worried about nobody. I want to ask you
All right.
about the famous picture with the guy who supposedly don't like the slime. I want you to tell me about that.
Well, shit, you know, that was my performance. You know, we spoke on it. I called you. You know what I'm saying, after, but, you know, I want to...
All right, let me not get all the way into this. Anyway, we're back on the best list ever! Y'all notice I do the stream without any sound effects? No claps, no applause. It's just me and the fucking Henny, man. All right. Okay, that's a good question. I see somebody mention it. Could podcasts like The Pivot qualify? It's a couple black dudes. They've been sports players, but they care about hip-hop a little bit. But it seems like it's mostly around athletes. Like, I Am Athlete and The Pivot. I feel like it's more sports-oriented, but still, like, if you want to say All the Smoke, I Am Athlete, The Pivot, they care a little bit about hip-hop and urban culture. Should they be considered? Because I ain't going to lie to you. Somebody said I need a soundboard? Nah, I'll never get a soundboard. I'm going to tell you why. A soundboard... It takes, like, when I'm on here, when I listen to myself back all the time. Like, to me, it's almost like I'm practicing for stand-up when I'm on stream. That's why I love doing it. And I'm going to do stand-up soon. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm going to try. Hopefully I don't bomb. But when I'm on here, the reason why I don't like using sound effects is if I use sound effects, it's a bailout. It's like, you know, oh, I don't have a punchline. I don't have something that y'all could just crack up at. I just hit a punchline. I use the sound effects to coddle it. You know what I mean? I want, if y'all gonna laugh at some shit, y'all gotta laugh at what I say. Because if you're ever on a stage or you gotta be funny, you can't just hit a button and niggas laugh. You know what I mean? All right. Okay. We're at number 6. Actually. But are we calling this a podcast, though? Whack 100. Whack 100. No, and by the way, Boom, I agree with you. If we were going to consider All the Smoke, I Am Athlete, or The Pivot, Shannon Sharp killing them niggas. My boy, Big Shannon? You know Shannon be off that yak, right? He got the backwards and the... Come on, stop playing, bruh. Should we put Whack 100 as a podcast, or should we just wait for the personality thing? I got a top 10 personality thing. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. My top 10 personality shit is going to be wild. Like, this is podcast shit, whatever. I'm not putting Carisha, please. Nigga, my name not motherfucking Diddy, nigga. Stop it. And let me tell you why I won't put Carisha, please. I'm not no hater. I do like the content she's putting out. Bro, you only got 7 episodes. You got 7 episodes. Niggas been grinding all the way from January, bruh. Some niggas just put out 100 episodes. Some niggas been entertaining people week in and week out. 2 times a week, 3 times a week. I'll give you your credit, Carisha, but put some more work in. I'm sorry to say. She does do some numbers. But 7 episodes is like me spitting at people who've been day in and day out doing this shit. You feel me? Big facts, I think we got to put it in. I like big facts. I ain't going to lie to you. Okay, all right. Let me start putting down some people on the list. Math Hoffa of Big Facts. Math Hoffa of Big Facts. Talk to me. Math Hoffa of Big Facts. Lip service not going above these podcasts. And I would consider lip service, but it's not going above these podcasts. No, this is split. We could reshuffle later. Yo, chat, YouTube and Twitch, we need a poll. Math Hoffa, My Expert Opinion versus Big Facts Podcast. Oh, shit, we getting it lit. Oh, nah. Man, we not considering the shop, man. Stop it, bro. See, once again with the shop, it comes out once a quarter, bro. Okay, here we go. Hey, I gotta put it back on the screen because I want nobody thinking I'm biasing this shit out type shit. You know what I mean? Here we go. Here we go. So who you got? Nah, they voting for Math Hoffa. Hey, by the way, I'm gonna tell you why this is the definitive list. It's not only because Big Ack is making it. I'm the only person who's gonna. There ain't no politics here. There ain't no nigga who, I fuck with him, or he's on Rock Nation with me, so he gotta get this position. If I don't know, let the fans decide, my nigga. This is why I don't like none of these niggas' lists. Because they not speaking for the people, they speaking for who paying them. If you getting a check with this nigga and that nigga, he on your list. That nigga you don't know, you don't put him on your list. I never met niggas from Big Facts. Matter of fact, that's Baby was on there. There was kind of gassing Baby to diss me. But it is what it is. Like, nigga, we going what the culture say. If the culture says it's it. I bet we gonna put Math Hoffa. And by the way, I do think Math Hoffa had a good run this year. Good run, Math Hoffa. Good run. I'm getting this podcast name right? Is it Math Hoffa or Matt Hoffa? I'm stupid as fuck. Let me just Google it. Math Hoffa, okay, I got it. It's math. Okay. Math Hoffa, My Expert Opinion. Cool. So I want to be fair too. Are we putting, so if I see some people say Funny Marco. I think if Funny Marco we're going to consider Funny Marco, you got to consider Carisha Please. I don't look at that as traditionally a podcast. I look at that as like a digital show. You get what I mean? Where you don't expect it as frequently as a podcast, but you know what I mean? It's like episodic. Okay. Number 7. Yo, King Benny, stop the fucking trolling, nigga. Told my red table talk. Yeah, man, that shit gave Will Smith PTSD, nigga. Somebody says, y'all tell me. Some people throwing in Fresh and Fit. Hey, we're considering everything. Some people said Brilliant Idiots. I'm reading everything y'all say. We're not putting No Jumper. We're going to put them on a platform. Again, No Jumper, like, what's the name of Flacco's podcast on No Jumper? Like, if that qualifies, we can name it, my nigga. You can't name No Jumper as a whole. You get what I mean? That's a brand. You think Flacco's podcast on No Jumper should be fucking on this list? Are you a fucking idiot? So, again, No Jumper has many podcasts beneath it. If you can't name one podcast beneath, there's not a No Jumper podcast. They all have names. This is the Crackhead Show. This is this show. This is the Monday show. This is the that show. If you can't name one podcast, we're not putting it on the list. No Jumper is going to be on the list with platforms as it belongs, just like Say Cheese. Stop saying Pat McAfee. What's up with y'all, man? Yeah, I think Sharp Tank is a good. I don't even know if that's a podcast. I would say that was a good digital program. That's a good digital program. I like that. Okay. A lot of people saying, well, not a lot of people. I see 2 people say brilliant idiots. Could have been records? No. We're going to have Drewski possibly for best hip hop personality. We're going to have a best hip hop personality list. Or maybe we should do best comedic hip hop personality. This is our damn, we got to do awards and shit now. Holy shit. Perfect. All right, cool. Brilliant idiots. Name some more hip hop podcasts, please. Brilliant idiots. This ain't good because if I got to Google shit. If I got to Google shit, it's probably not that popular. Is there anybody else? Okay. All right. So we still got Lip Service. Y'all want to put Lip Service on there? Okay, somebody says Queen's Flip. Okay, we're going to get some people to... So Queen's Flip podcast, Lip Service podcast, Brilliant Idiots, and who else? Bro, we can't mention, like... I feel like if we mention Flagrant 2, bro, like we almost fuck up the whole shit. If we mention Flagrant 2 or a Full Sentence, we fuck up the whole shit. Could we do Whack 100 Clubhouse podcast? Because I listen to Clubhouse like a podcast. I listen to them like a podcast. All right. Yo, create a poll mods and it's going to have these in it, right? For the 7th spot. What's shit called? Lip Service versus, it's going to be Lip Service. Who's the other ones I was talking about? Whack 100 Clubhouse podcast. Lip Service, Whack 100 Clubhouse podcast. Who are the other 2? Okay, we'll throw Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit. What else? Angie Martinez podcast. Like, bro, come on, let's be serious. No disrespect. Come on now. We just had some. Big facts. Fuck. Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm tripping. So, this is what could be on this next one. Big facts, and what else? Brilliant idiots. Could y'all create a poll for who's gonna take the 7th spot? Lip Service, Whack 100 Clubhouse podcast, Fresh and Fit, Big Facts, Brilliant Idiots. We're not gonna put Charleston White as a podcaster yet. He's gonna be in the personality, 100%. Charleston White and Whack 100 by himself will be in personalities. Oh, and Earn Your Leisure, you can do that too. Earn Your Leisure. Oh shit, I can't. Earn Your Leisure. Create some polls that tells me what y'all think should come first. Twitch already got a poll going. So we're trying to consider who would take the 7th spot. Somebody said, "What's the Big Facts podcast?" Oh, okay. I see the problem we're running into. A lot of my audience, they watch non-hip hop content, right? So because y'all watch non-hip hop content, some of these people who supposedly are popular in the hip hop space, y'all have no idea about. So like Big Facts is really cultural. They're really like, if you're from like in Atlanta and you trying to like tap in with the streets and you trying to tap in with like music, you would go to Big Facts. You get what I mean? But if you are like someone in my audience, you probably don't care about Big Facts because you're gonna interview some people who ain't internet influencer or whatever. It's not like what usually I cover. I get that. Ooh, we should have probably put Fat Joe. Should we put Fat Joe? I think his shit is called Best Show Ever. Okay, Big Facts 1. Big Facts. Okay. Big Facts 1. Number 8, I'm going to go with, honestly, Whack 100 Clubhouse Pod. I'm sorry. I know it's not a podcast, but, bro, we just got to make it work. Let's see. So if we're taking this out, Brilliant Idiots, Earn Your Leisure, Lip Service, Fresh and Fit. Who makes it for 9? Drink Champs is on there already, my nigga. Like, y'all don't see? No, we're not putting full send on it. Brilliant Idiots. I'll do that. Number 10. All right, that's the list, man. Fuck that, man. I ain't got time for bro, this is too much time. This is the list. Y'all can argue with me now. I'm going to get in Discord real quick. Hey, boom, get in Discord. I need y'all to argue with me. I think I got this list right. Boom, hop in Discord, nigga. I think I got it right. Where's my channel at? If y'all haven't joined Discord, y'all tweaking. Here we go. Okay, so here's the definitive list. Okay? The top 10. This is the top 10 big act list right here. We have Drink Champs, $1 million worth. We got Drink Champs, $1 million worth of game. Joe Budden podcast featuring Ice and Ish. Breakfast Club with Angela Yee because she's no longer on it. 85 South Show. Math Hoffa. Big Facts. Whack 100 Clubhouse podcast. Brilliant Idiots, Fresh and Fit. Some people say take Fresh and Fit out. Who should replace? Hey, listen, this is y'all list. This is the people's list. This ain't just my list. I mean, this is the biggest list, the big act list, but like this is the people's list. Who should we replace instead of Fresh and Fit? We can replace them. Who should we How about I got a good one. No, I'm about to put this at 9 though. Fat Joe, I think it's biggest show ever. And then put Brilliant Idiots at 10. Brilliant Idiots right here. What about this? I think Fat Joe should call Fat Joe biggest show ever. Is it biggest show ever? Or something in the case. Some people say, nah, leave Fat Joe. What's this IG live show called? It's called the Big Show. Okay. I'll do that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, listen, I gotta put Fat Joe over Fresh and Fit. Come on now. Fat Joe, the Big Show. The Big Show. I think that's what it's called. Okay, so at number 10, we could take off Brilliant Idiots. Is there anyone else that could beat out Brilliant Idiots? Let me know. Is there anyone? Oh, okay. Queens, Flip, or Brilliant Idiots? Y'all let me know. No, Fat Joe show is huge. That nigga, like low key, I'm not gonna say it was as clouded. It definitely wasn't. Fat Joe's IG live, like I'm gonna call it a podcast, but That shit was it kind of reminded me a little bit of quarantine radio. Wasn't as clouded, I get it, but I like the fact he was doing it live. I loved all that shit about it.
Yo, Act.
What up?
If you do, I'm gonna keep it official, Act. If you do the Clubhouse shit and you add Whack 100, you gotta actually throw the other people on a list that's on Clubhouse, like Freddie Roosevelt. Now I'm saying,
Bro,
like
stop it.
fucking Don Perez. You can't just throw Whack 100
Bro,
on there.
stop it.
A million niggas
Bro,
that's doing that
I'm gonna
shit
be
on
honest with
Clubhouse.
you. Anybody else other than Whack 100 you name, 99% of people who are familiar with the rest of these podcasts would never know they exist, bro. Whack
But look,
100,
they hear their voice though.
Yo, Whack 100 is Clubhouse. I'm telling you.
You can't say that. Freddie
What?
Roosevelt is Clubhouse.
Yo, like, no disrespect to who that is. I've never heard of him in a day in my life.
But you hear the voice all the time.
But play this. If I'm typing in Whack 100 Gunna, Whack 100 Charleston White, Whack 100 Bobby Shmurda, because I want to hear Whack 100 speak. Anybody else that talks, I do, and that's why I said Whack 100 Clubhouse. Everybody else in the Clubhouse part, Whack 100 is the star, my nigga. I'm sorry to tell y'all.
All right, it's only because he a personality. It's only because he a personality. But I'll say this:
without Whack, nobody would care about the opinions of the others.
All right, you're right. But Freddie Roosevelt is that nigga on Clubhouse, though. Honestly.
All right, I'm gonna check him out. All right. Okay, cool. Is this list tweaking, or should I have moved out Brilliant Idiots for Queen's Flip?
I don't think you could do that.
Do you listen to Brilliant Idiots?
Yeah.
Cool. Is this list
on a regular too?
Nah, me too. I think this is a decent list. Do you think anything is too high, too low? Boom, get your ass on Discord, nigga.
I think you got Brilliant Idiots too low.
You think I got Brilliant Idiots too low?
Yeah. Brilliant should be higher, and also I'm putting the South 95 above the Breakfast Club.
On God.
Yeah. Also, I'll put Whack at the bottom of the list, for real.
Okay, I mean, so you think Fat Joe should be above him?
Nah, okay, I'll say I'll put Fat Joe at the very bottom, Whack right above Fat Joe.
Yo, what Whack do to y'all? Because y'all used to be on Clubhouse heavy. What Whack do to y'all, man? Yo, Whack, if you see this, these niggas used to be on Clubhouse. You must have did something to them. They don't want you on this shit.
I got no issue with Whack. I just think that his content is very narrow.
Nah, Whack is
that nigga cool. Goofy. Fuck you.
Nah, Whack is cool. Ain't no problem with Whack. It's just you can't say Whack without saying everybody else. You feel me?
All right. Okay.
But he do got it over there.
All right. Okay.
How you got Joe Budden number 3?
All right. So wait. So let me go back to criteria and let me try to explain. Right. So my criteria said numbers and affecting culture / conversation. You know, numbers is going to be subjective.
About Dursky. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Could have been records.
No. He's going to be under personality because, you know what I mean? That's a parody type thing. I don't want to put this, like, that's going to be competing with, like, Carisha Please, if you ask me. So we're going to have a different category. This is for podcasts. So this is how I'm thinking, right? And this is why I got Whack on it. When an event pops off, it could be anything. Tory gets found guilty. It could be, oh, shit, Kodak got shot. Oh, shit, Lil Pop got killed with whatever. You know, it could be really positive things. Diddy's having a kid, blah, blah. I would listen to these outlets hoping they would touch on it to hear their take, right? Like, it was interesting hearing how Matt Hoff and them handled the YB, handled the situation, even asking Rowdy Rebel about YB Quando versus Vaughn. You get what I mean? These are more supposedly street niggas, this and third. People tune into that. That shit went viral. Big Facts, I feel like they've always been more of like OGs that are kind of like street-oriented Atlanta niggas. When they interview somebody, you usually find out a lot more about music orientation more than gossip. You get what I mean? 85 South Show, they're going to turn everything into a fucking joke. You know what I mean? Like, DC Young Flies is one of the greatest, I believe, one of the best entertaining comedic voices of our time. Breakfast Club is a Breakfast Club, and me having them at 4 is not indicative of what their cultural influence and value has been over the last 10 years. It's just that, hey, listen, they've been successful for 12 years. You feel me? Like, it is what it is. They're still top 5. Joe
How's
Budden,
Joe number 3 though?
huh?
I said, how is Joe number 3? I felt like he fell off.
You felt Joe fell off?
Niggas ain't talking about Joe Budden how they was. You remember how they was talking about Joe?
I tell you got niggas about Joe Budden all the time. Y'all niggas just don't listen.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay. So, I'm glad you mentioned that. Wait, who said that? Is that Kendrick's intern?
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with you saying that Joe has like this year, even with me saying that, I feel like as a personality, I felt like I was more in the mix and my name was probably hitting more headlines than Joe this year. Because I think Joe was chilling and building back. Remember, niggas was trying to say he was over after the 2 Stooges left. I think he built back a stellar podcast. Keep in mind, this is also the thing I'm going to give to Joe. His podcast doesn't rely on guests. It's really about the camaraderie within. You get what I mean? He built it back to where people want to hear his opinion about everything that's going on without a guest. I think
when the Stooges was there, we was listening to that shit faithfully. I don't feel like he got that same effect no more though.
Don't listen to it faithfully. Y'all, I don't know why niggas who like y'all sound like y'all was more fans of the Stooges than the actual goddamn nigga Joe.
No.
It was the camaraderie.
Wait, no. I got to answer to Kendrick's intern. I think what's happened isn't that Joe is less effective. I think there's more saturation. You do know at that time there wasn't that many podcasts, period, right? So there wasn't that many podcasts. And essentially what's happened now is that, bro, there's alternatives. You remember when $1 Million Worth of Game came on the scene? They were even going at it with Joe for a second. Remember, Joe's lane was amplified because Tax Stone went to jail. So real niggas who wanted to hear real shit other than that internet, they'll describe me like, oh, that internet-y shit, whatever. They would go to Joe. Tax Stone went to jail. When $1 Million Worth of Game came in, people were like, oh, this is another avenue. Then Math Hoffa, another avenue. Like people, a lot of the quote unquote real niggas started getting podcasts. Joe, I believe, was a pioneer in that sense. But the reason why you think his shit not hitting like it used to hit is because a lot of the niggas who used to only listen to Joe, now they listen to Joe and $1 Million Worth of Game. $1 Million Worth of Game interviews artists. Joe doesn't really. You get what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Would you consider the Star Report as a personality or a podcast?
Both.
Let's keep it on the list, bro. What's on the list? Now, don't bring up stuff.
I'm saying I'm surprised that's not on the list because Star is consistent.
No.
Every other day on YouTube.
To that nigga, bro.
To be honest, I'll put Big Facts over Joe. To be honest,
hold on. Yeah.
Vlad also had those one-off specials where he'd take those 2 iconic people and just give them top.
And by the way, let me address Wale first. Star is gonna forever be a legend in the culture, and the only reason why he's not on my list, by the way, if we're not going by talent here, I think you put Star with anybody on the mic, Star demolishes and eats everybody up. And to be honest, if me and me, we did Everyday Show for a small period of time, but if me and Star was going to be face to face or like we were going to do a show at this point, I would know that it's the same with Joe. Like if me and Joe was going to do a show, I got to be on my best game every day. I got to be ready to drop 40 because he coming with 40. So Star's one of the most talented motherfuckers. The only reason why he wouldn't be on this list, I believe, is that I think if he gives a hot take, and this matters, if he gives a hot take about something, the culture doesn't react to it and change because of it. Right? Like, I have no idea what his thoughts is on I guarantee he probably talks about. I don't know what his opinion is on Tory and Meg. When I say something about Tory and Meg or Joe, or if the Breakfast Club or shit, if Drink Champs had interviewed somebody that said something, or even Wack said something, Wack had gave a theory that people were running for months. So that's a little bit different. You get what I mean? Does that make sense?
Why you ain't got Say Cheese on here though?
Say Cheese going to be on the platform. Under platforms, it's going to be there. Yo, this is one of many lists, brother. Yo, after this, we're going to 2 lists. We're going to top 5 personality, right? So we're gonna do top 5 personality, or maybe we could do 10. So top 5 personality, and then we're gonna go to top 5 platforms or top 10 platforms.
Yeah. Now, real quick though about the whack shit though, whack don't even need to be on this list because one, whack is not a podcast, and also when it comes to affecting culture, he only affects one small, minute facet of culture, which is street shit that does not transcend everywhere.
You don't think Whack bro? Whack has gotten 21 Savage to pop on and argue with Mad Top.
Again, that's all about street shit. That's one facet of
bro.
culture.
But
that's
if you could affect and have somebody like 21 Savage reacting to you, bro, you're affecting some shit. These are the biggest conversations happening today.
I think that's a bias on your end. That's not really, again, that's not a pod.
Okay,
that's one case basis.
Okay,
and it does not affect. He doesn't comment on culture all around. He just paperwork parties.
Okay, hey, that might be a valid point because I'm looking at it because I watch Whack a lot, so I listen to him a lot.
Now, yeah, if you had him in personalities, that would make more sense. Because like I can't name the other niggas that's be on there with Whack. I can't name the topics that he talked about outside of street shit. There's nothing I could know that he talks about that has a good point that transcends culture in that platform.
Okay,
that's a fact.
And by the way, he's gonna be on the personality one is gonna be literally, bro. It's gonna be like the Coliseum where niggas is fucking just is gladiators, my nigga. Cause trust me, niggas gotta go up against Charleston White. You gonna have the Joe Buddens, me, Charlemagne, everybody with a big voice, Whack 100. Like, I think that's the hardest ranking of all, bro. Because everybody does what they do really well. I don't think nobody could out Charleston. Nobody could out Whack. Nobody could out act. You get what I mean? It's like, how do you fucking make a list with who's the most dominant voices? So that's what I'm saying. Let's keep a podcast for now. Like, I think you made a great point, Kyrie. Like, maybe Whack could be off of this list because he's going to be on the personality list. If you have a substitute, like, who are we stubbing? Tell me who we're stubbing.
Let me think. So we got Drink Chance at number 1, which I could argue number 1.
$1 million worth of game, definitely number 1.
Well, you think $1 million worth of game is over Drink Champs?
Yeah,
I feel like they know about this list is the LeBron James podcast.
They literally had everybody.
Y'all besides LeBron James podcast. The issue
Flagrant 2 is one too. They can say they got Snow. Flagrant 2.
No. We're not using Flagrant 2 in this. All right. Okay, cool. Yo, we got to do mad more lists. Matter of fact, let's go to the. I think this is the best list. Best personalities list. That's where, like, you can't bring your show. It's about one voice. Like, for example, you can't bring $1 million worth of game. You could either bring Gilly or Wallow. This is best person. This is a gladiators, nigga. This is the MVP voting right here. Which means, like, put like this. Like, again, this is this is your team. So Drink Champs has 2 people, even though you could say maybe one does heavy lifting, whatever. You might be like, oh, man, you could, whatever. Joe Budden has 2 people with him. Breakfast Club has 3 people. 85 Show, 3 people. Matt Hoff will be having a bunch of people with him. The next list, and we're going to go down to it. We're going to do top 10. Top 10? So let me go down here. Top 10. Wait. Hold on. Big Act. Top 10 best personalities in hip-hop urban culture for 2023.
Charleston White got to be number 1.
Charleston White number 1.
Charleston White what?
Go Big Act. Lil Baby was crazy. I gotta go Big Act. That was crazy.
Charleston White number 1, bro.
Hey, I was cool with me not being in the podcast category, but nigga, I've been going so crazy this year. I almost want to see where I would be in this list. But anyway, okay, Charleston White. Who's won? Chat?
Charleston White.
No, hold on. Keep me out of it for a second. Keep me out of it for a second. Charleston White just number 1?
Yes. Off rip, he's number 1.
This year, bro. That nigga was the MVP this year.
That's a fact.
Damn. It's between Charleston White and Drewski, to be honest.
Yeah, then number 3, I would say Andrew Tate.
I ain't gonna lie.
Harry, how are you comparing?
I don't think Drewski is near Charleston White.
Yeah, you're bugging. You can't compare Charleston White and
All right,
Drewski,
hold
bro.
on. Yeah, they want me to do this by myself real quick. So, yeah, I'm gonna do this in 10 minutes. I'm gonna come back. Everybody, stay here, please. Stay here. All right, chat. We here. Who's number one? I'm seeing a lot of people keep saying Andrew Tate, but Tate is number one overall. Like Tate is Rogan. Tate is not like he's not hip hop.